My daughter was asking me about speed limits and how fast we could drive as a delay tactic to stay awake longer. I started telling her about speeding tickets, but as soon as I said the word police, she stopped me and said, "Don't say that word ever. I'll never sleep if you say it again." Anyways, welcome back. And today we're doing our first episode of r/ThatHappened. You know, the subreddit where everything totally happened because some stranger on the internet you've never met said it happened. So my son stood like this for 10 minutes, just watching. No words, just that tiny back and his fists in his pocket, like he was trying to hold in the whole world. The man on that tractor is his grandpa. And this land, it's been in our family 4 generations deep. He wore this shirt because he begged me for it. I'd show him a post on Tito, from a circuit artist who had this design: no farmers, no food, no future. And he got so quiet. Next thing I know, he's asking if he could use his piggy bank money to buy it. I messaged the seller and told her why he wanted it. She added his name in tiny letters under the collar, no charge. Said her family farms too, and she gets it. We run a little store on the Tido app, where we sell hand-crochet scarves, cow-themed baby sets, and dishcloths that smell faintly like hay, even after they're washed. My husband calls it our rainy day crop. The income helps when tractors break or the hay bales go moldy from a bad storm. But this was different. This was my son, 5 years old, realizing something we don't even say out loud half the time. That people don't see us, that they forget where food starts. That sometimes we're laughed at for having calloused hands or wearing boots to the grocery store. But he sees it, and he's proud. I'm proud. And somewhere between handmade teas and crocheted cows and the dusty backroads of a working farm, we're raising a kid who knows what matters. I don't know who needs to hear this, but keep making the things that carry stories. Someone's watching and remembering. That was deep. That was poetic. You know, I wish I could see what the likes and interactions were on this post, because all I got was the screenshot. Just because I need to know how badly people believed this. How badly people ate this up. Because I take one look at that photo and think, he wants to know how many laps around Moo Moo Meadows that tractor can do and how fast. He was thinking Mario Kart. He needed to know if a blue shell was going to take out Grandpa's tractor one day. This guy broke into my apartment one time. Not knowing what to do, I hid under my bed. I was pretty high at the time when I noticed a bag of Doritos I forgot I stored under there to keep them away from my roommate. Temptation won the best of me, and I opened the bag and started eating them. Eating chips quietly so you don't get stabbed is hard, but harder when you're high. It was dusty as fuck under my bed too. I remember thinking, if I survive this, I gotta clean this shit up and straighten my life out. Then out of nowhere, I sneezed. Realizing my situation, I held my breath. Then I heard a "bless you" from the inside of my room. I instinctively said, "Thank you," remembering I was high and didn't have the best judgment. Knowing my cover was blown, I got out from under the bed to confront my assailant. "Are those Doritos?" he asked. Lowering his gun. "Yeah, want some?" I said. We then chilled, drank beer, and played Fortnite for like 3 hours. He's been one of my best friends for like 5 years now. You know, this story made me shed a singular tear. It's so inspiring that he got his life together and met his best friend from this. But he did also forget to mention the family of mice under his bed who watched all of it and started clapping. Good for you, OP. CEO, how did you get this number? Me, laughing. CEO, what's so funny? Me, you're asking me about how I do what I've been doing for 16 years and perfected to a whole new level of disruption. CEO, yes, but my number is not available anywhere, so how did you get my details? Me, listen, I'm a hardcore headhunter, one of the few that still remain. My job is to reach anyone I so wish to target. If I can get you, I can get anyone. It's what I do for a living, day in, day out. I live and breathe headhunting. It's a superpower most recruiters wish they had, but can only go as far as sending out LinkedIn connection requests. New gen recruiters call that headhunting. That's not headhunting, that's spamming. Now that you've finally met a real headhunter, let's continue our conversation at a better time. As I appreciate, I've just called you out of the blue. CEO, speechless for a few seconds. Let's book a meeting. I need someone like you. Takeaway, headhunting is not about shortcuts or automation. It's about skill, persistence, and precision. It's the ultimate disruptor in talent acquisition when done right. Hashtag headhunting. Hashtag OG. No way this isn't a joke. No way someone is actually saying this on the internet and thinking no one's gonna make fun of them. But hey, it's their cringy digital footprint, not mine. That's why it's being made fun of today. I was at the grocery store behind a woman with a full cart. Noticing my single item, she offered, "Feel free to scan your groceries with mine. I'll pay for it with my groceries and you can be on your way." Grateful, I accepted. After the cashier scanned my item and returned it, I took out my card and paid for her entire bill. She hugged me, tears streaming, and shared that she was struggling to pay rent. In that moment, I realized how a small act of generosity can profoundly impact someone's life. Damn, we found Mr. Beast. And they forgot to mention the part where everyone in the line clapped. As a matter of fact, the manager came out of her office and she handed her the biggest award for the best customer they've ever seen in their entire lives. When I was 20, I'm 46 now, and I married my husband. My last name was hyphenated on my marriage certificate. I thought nothing of it until I went to an Italian restaurant for a job as an assistant manager. The old Italian man who owned the place asked me during my interview why my last name was hyphenated. And I said because every girl I knew was doing it and didn't see what the big deal was. He told me on the spot that I would not get the job. I asked him why, and his reason blew me away. He said if I was that willing to disrespect my husband by not accepting his last name, he said I'd never be capable of respecting the customers or employees. His words stung, but they wouldn't go away. I thought about it constantly and went later that week and filed all paperwork to legally drop my surname. My husband was happy. He thought I made this decision myself. He never knew a wise old Italian put me in my place. I never got that job, as I said, and I'm sure that man is long gone, but his words stopped me from the grips of feminism. Godspeed, old man. I think what hurts the most is this had 43 likes. You know, I'm not usually one that's at a loss for words. But guys, guess who's at a loss for words? But hey, as she left that Italian restaurant, she forgot to mention that in the background, you could hear all the spaghetti clapping. Hey, wait a minute. I just noticed something halfway through editing. The text changes like shades of white halfway through that post. I think we just got a double that happened. I thought this was a little too elaborate, but now looking at it, that explains it. Someone tried to pull a fast one. Can we normalize not saying anything to parents/kids in public? It's weird enough you don't know the person, and to approach them and make a comment is even weirder. I was told, "Oh, you're one of those modern-day new type moms out there, huh? A single mom who had kids without being married first, and now always staying busy because you didn't have kids with a husband you can't even afford to get gas nowadays." I swear, I hope whoever this stranger was thinks I'm a royal bitch now, after saying that because, excuse me? Since when is there a new era of moms nowadays? Do not judge a person or single mother you know nothing about. Ugh, I love a good Darman video. Let me finish off the story. So that single mother was multi-million-dollar CEO of insert multi-million-dollar core group or whatever the they always say they are. Like in those real short things that I keep getting ads of and will watch the full 15 minutes about it and completely waste my time on this completely new level of doom scrolling. And just to follow the arcs of those, someone got slapped. If you've seen those damn Reel Short things, you know what I'm talking about. I went to go buy a Samsung washer dryer from a guy, and he was asking $500. I told him I just had a kid, asked him if he would take $400. I hooked everything up, and everything worked great. I opened up the dryer to check the lint filter, and I was shocked my $400 was in there. If this was so the case, he would have posted the $400. You can see the washer and dryer right there. He would have put it in there. He would have showed, if you're gonna make a fake story on the internet, at least add some form of credibility. Add those $400 into that lint trap. Because right now, the only thing I'm hearing and seeing is that lint clapping in the background for you. Okay. Everyone's gonna see why I saved this one for last. I'm on a plane, and the entire flight sat still so that a man in the last seat at the back of the plane could get off and run to his next flight to make it to his twin daughter's first father-daughter dance. Everyone rooted him on and clapped as he rushed down the aisle. Oh, I love that ending. I didn't have to say it. I didn't have to add it. It was already there. Absolute peak rating. Absolute cinema. Anyways, that's about that for this episode. I hope you guys liked it. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe. And if you're back again, thank you. I appreciate you. And we'll see you all next time.